Alright, tools needed: gloves, flathead screwdriver. I'm using an electric screwdriver, the part, and then just the cleaner to clean under there before you start. First thing you want to do, depending on which side you're doing, turn the wheel counterclockwise for the left side, turn it clockwise for the right side. So I already did the other side, so I'm going to go ahead and just turn the wheel clockwise, turn it off. Alright, so next thing I did is, this is pretty dirty right here. So what I want to do is just kind of clean this area. So I got just a microfiber cloth. And I like to use Protect All, but you can use whatever you want. Soap and water. Just spray it in here and clean this area really good here. Nice and clean surface. Alright, so next up, the procedure says to push a push pin through these center dimples. I'm just going to use a screw and kind of make a little bit of a hole there in the center so I have something to line up with later. And then back in here, it's kind of hard to see, there's a push pin that you have to try to move up behind the tire. The instructions make it kind of look like it's this push pin, which I pulled out on the other side first, and that is not the right push pin. Of course, it's the far more difficult, hidden in the back, hard to get to push pin. So this is where the gloves kind of come in handy, so you don't hurt yourself trying to pry that little guy. Alright, so for some reason on this side the wheel would not turn as far, which is kind of surprising. Also, I've noticed that this clip likes to get a lot of caked mud in it. The other side was the same way. Once you get it pried out a little ways, you can grab it by your hand and just pull it out. But I'm trying to get this. There we go. Yeah, it popped out a little bit. So I'm gonna just take the screwdriver, pry it just a little bit more. I don't think it's fully out yet. Not the easiest thing. The wheel's in the way. If you had some way to take your tires off, it'd probably be much easier, but my driveway's on an incline, so I don't really have that option. You don't want to break this clip because it doesn't come with a replacement one, and of course you're supposed to reuse it. You just keep prying at it, eventually it'll come loose. Just take your time. Shit. So this takes a little bit of effort. So that's what it looks like when you take it out. Except both mine were very muddy. So I'm gonna go ahead and just clean it up real quick. Alright, so I'm gonna take this out of my way. I've already kind of cleaned up a little bit in there. There's still a little bit of mud, it looks like. Try to get in there, try to get some of that off best I can. Could just be wet from the spray that I use there. Spots right there. This is kind of anal. It's not gonna matter. It's all gonna be covered anyway. But if you do everything half-ass, you're gonna live a half-ass life. Alright, so that's cleanish. Grab a new screw. Kind of try to make sure the tab's kind of centered here. Looks good. Once you get it kind of lined up, that should hold that in place. I don't put it all the way in yet. Come back here. Make sure your push pin's pulled out all the way so these little guys will bend. It doesn't feel like that this clip pulls out. It's kind of a pain in the ass to get it back in. But once you do, kind of pop it in and then just push hard and you'll hear it click. So that pin's in. This one started. Gonna kind of find the center hole here. It should be pretty well lined up. I'm gonna push up a little bit and start the last screw hole. Set it down for a second here. Lift that up. It doesn't give a torque limit for this, so I'm just torquing the shit out of it to make sure it's on there tight. That should be good. And that's what it kind of looks like when it's done. Nice and covered here in the front. Nice and flush here on the sides. And the buttons in there. I mean, I think it looks pretty good. So not just a black piece hanging down like you get on most mud flaps or splash guards. Alright, so that's how you do it. Alright, so now I'm just gonna go ahead and grab one of the screws that came with it. Try to hold my camera here with my leg, kind of show you this, but just find the center of those dents. And wow, this tire is way ass in the way. On the other side, the tire was fully out of the way. I got the tire the wrong way. I need to turn the tire the other way. That's why. Stand by.